bringing this meeting to order at 6:33 p.m. Dr. Roach, please do the roll call.
Yes. Mr. Van Berenson?
Here.
Ms. Francois?
Here.
Mr. Schmidt? Mr. Schmidt?
Here. You can't hear me?
Now I can. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Kovacs?
Here.
Ms. Davenport?
Here.
And Chairwoman Ford?
Here.
Okay.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
which
it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice
for all.
Second here. In accordance with the provisions of Chapter 231 New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by giving of notice to the Courier News, posting the agenda in the public lobby of this building 48 hours prior to this meeting, delivery of this notice to the Franklin Township Clerk at least 48 hours prior to this meeting, and mailing notice to those persons properly requesting to be mailed notification of meetings at least 48 hours prior to this meeting. Is there a motion to open the meeting for public comments?
Motion to open the meeting. Second.
A second?
Yep.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. I don't see anyone here from the public. Therefore, is there a motion to close the meeting for public comments?
Move to close the meeting.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion is carried. Let's move on to the minutes. Are there any questions with regard to the minutes?
I have a quick question on page 4. Under resolutions, you have the first 4 resolutions which are done by consent, and it includes the dollar amount. And then where there's additional resolutions, and there's one of them, we haven't included the dollar amount. Is there any reason not to include the dollar amount on the additional resolutions?
I will forward that question to Dr. Roach.
We can include it if you'd like that on there going forward. It might be on the actual resolution, but I'm not sure. I can check that for you and get back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any other questions? I'm seeing that there are no other questions. Is there a motion to accept the minutes as is?
Motion to accept the minutes as is.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Now for the executive summary, professional reports, executive director.
Thank you, Chairwoman. So for the finance platform upgrade to Edmunds, phase 1 is still moving forward successfully. This project is being managed by Dr. Roach. We did have we had completed the soft close for the fiscal year ended May 2025. Phase 2, which is the Utility billing, there's nothing new to report, but we do have a training potentially scheduled for this fall, depending on the utility billing go live and training for this fall. That'd be the second half of this project. The High Bay Garage, we had some good news recently. The DRCC did send us an approval, but to finalize that approval will require some sort of letter from the township that basically approves the project, which I'm sure we will have no problem getting that letter from the township because it's already built and they at least verbally approved it for us. Somerset Street Pump Station Rehabilitation, I reported.
Letter of approval from the township project.
I'm sorry. Somerset Street Pump Station Rehabilitation, I reported that it was completed. Now we're in the very final stages of this, such as the closeout documents, the final pay application, and the closeout change order. The cousin project to that would be the Brookline Avenue area sewer collection system rehabilitation. That's also going excellent. We are reporting the main to home work went from 12% to 14% completed in the last month. The cured in place went from 43 to 58% completed. And we went from 41 to 42 LCRs completed within the last month. We did receive a quote through our contract vendor for the repair work of the 48-foot length of pipe. We were unable to qualify that vendor, so we're going to request quotes from other vendors until we can identify one qualified to do the work. Otherwise, the project's going forward fantastically. Under the American Rescue Plan grants that I was able to receive through not only the township but also the county, we did submit and received $2,158,240.87. That is fantastic news. Let me repeat that. $2,158,240.87. I'm very happy about these grants. However, from the Township of Franklin, we have not received any money yet, but we have submitted $602,856.01 of reimbursement requisites. We're just waiting for them to approve the paperwork that we sent them that they asked for. Weston Canal Pump Station rebuild project. We also had good news. We did receive from the NJDEP, the Office of the OTPLA, Office of Transactions, a draft agreement. We did send amendment requests to them for it. They rejected it. However, we're going to live with their agreement. Now everything will go to the State Historic Preservation Office for their final approval. Once they approve it, we're good to go. We'll start moving normally on this project. Commerce Street Drive Pump Station, there's really nothing to report because the vendor does not anticipate receiving any of their materials for them to start construction. And as I reported in the past, construction is slated tentatively to begin August 2025. Shirley Avenue Pump Station Rehabilitation Project. As I reported in the past, we need to acquire some square footage from the owner surrounding the lot. We did a lot of prep work for the title search and survey and so forth. Then we had settlement documents drawn up. I reviewed them, I approved them, and we sent them to the owner. And then I just realized we received them from the owner in the last week or two. I reviewed them today and I put them in the box to be mailed to the attorney to move forward. Once we close on that easement, this project will also move forward normally. The only other thing to note would be New Brunswick. I did receive a call from Mike Lycamelli, who represents New Brunswick. He gave me a call. Nothing really remarkable, but we did discuss conceptual ideas regarding the new agreement that they seem to be in a never-ending cycle of drafting that agreement. I will note I'll let Steve talk about this project. Steve Holtzinger, with the permission of the chairwoman, I'd like to just ask Steve Holtzinger just to remark on anything that he feels worthy in his operational report.
Please go ahead.
Evening, everyone. As far as operations go, we did complete a lot of routine maintenance, normal exercising of valves, cleaning wet wells, exercising generators. Some bigger things to note, on 6/16, the township did have a major water main break near 305 Churchill Avenue. When the water main break occurred, we did take on a lot of water into our system, and we received about 2,200 foot of gravity main full of mud. We responded, cleaned it up. It did take until the next day to get it totally cleaned up, but FTSA crew handled everything, traffic. We worked with the town well and got it all cleaned up. We had some cement work that had to be done on a manhole due to the break. That was cleaned up. Woodfield pump station this month, due to the PSE&G, the heat, we had some problems with PSE&G. We ran our generator for about 6 hours during the heat wave. PSE&G was able to get the power back up. For our odor control, Voqua did their monthly testing. We did have to raise the feed rate about 5% at our 6 mile run pump station. This is normal with warmer weather, and it might go up a little bit more for the summer months. For developer projects, we did work on multiple projects for inspections, including 1860 East Nav, 395 Elizabeth Ave, and 1865 Ammo Road, all new sewer construction jobs. As far as cleaning, we did clean 31,440 feet of sewer this month. We inspected 3,100 foot of gravity main and 30 feet of laterals this month. As far as safety, we had no issues this month, and that's pretty much the gist of it.
Thank you, Steve. And so in addition to no injuries, Steve's crew was faced with unprecedented heat wave. Some of the areas got up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit in Franklin Township. And Steve and I, we discussed how he's conserving and protecting his crew from heat exhaustion or heat shock. And they have a normal procedure of, limiting how much time they're outside, hydrating, and teaming up with each other. Thank you, Steve.
No problem.
Chairwoman, without any questions, I could go into the executive director's report.
Sorry, yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, as under revenue, as of June 30th, checks deposited was $587,945.88. Year-to-date collected is the same amount since it's the first month of the fiscal cycle. We have an open balance due of $6,664,452.37. Penalties generated for the month of June were $12,002.11, which is about average. Expenses for as of May 31st, and that's also the end of our fiscal cycle for 2025, expenditures were $2,744,124.64. Year to date expenditures was $13,344,945.64. $341,626.51. I'm going to take this moment to note that at the 100% calendar fiscal year mark, we were able to spend 92% of our allotted budget for the year. That's an 8% savings, which equates to $1,108,554.49 savings. Again, that's a savings of $1.1 million for the past fiscal cycle. Our cash position as of April 30th, May 31st, is unrestricted category of $2,867,022.90. Under restricted is $13,017,012.92. And under designated is $4,746,620.47, giving us a total net cash position of $20,630,656.29. I have just a few topics to point out. Again, under land acquisition, the PSC&G property with the DEP getting that access license is at final review with the State Historic Preservation Office, and the Shirley Avenue Pump Station is now, those final documents are on the way to the attorney. I'm going to ask Will Karosik, one thing I want to go over is the rules, rates, and regs. As you know, we made several significant changes to them over the last couple of years, specifically this past January, further protecting the taxpayers' assets of the Sewage Authority. And we are about to send out a letter to all the private collection system owners in the township. Will, can you just talk a moment or two to the board, explaining what I asked you to put together for us and what the benefit is to the authority and the taxpayers?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Director.
I apologize for springing this on you.
No problem. So, as you all know, the authority's rates, rules, and regulations were updated earlier this year. Part of this included updating the maintenance and reporting requirements for private collection systems. Previously, the authority would receive a very brief one-page letter, typically 1 or 2 sentences every month, which didn't contain very much information on what, if any, maintenance took place in these private collection systems that month. And so these updated requirements really expand on that monthly reporting requirement and clearly outline what the expectation is and what the requirements are for monthly maintenance for these private collection systems. So at the director's request, we collaborated with the authority's attorney to draft letters to the owners of the private communities to alert them of the updates and offer a virtual presentation to assist with their understanding and the implementation of these new requirements.
Thank you, Will. So why this was important to me was several years ago, when I was much newer, we went on to private property of a condo complex, and one of our crew members opened up, it might have been our operations manager, opened up a manhole, and there were holes in the manhole where water was jetting out like an angry fire hose. And that water was going into our sewer system that we have to convey, and ultimately we're going to send that to Middlesex County Utilities Authority for treatment. And we're paying for every one of those gallons. And it's all because that private owner, that HOA, is refusing to properly maintain their sewer system. So I came up with the concept that we should itemize each asset within their collection system. Might be a lateral, the main pipes, the manholes, itemize all that, then require them to not only inspect it and repair it properly, but to report on us each month, quarter, annual, or in a 5-year plan what they're doing, and while we set the minimum standards of not only the maintenance and repair, but the reporting. So we came up with a reporting spreadsheet, a schedule, itemized list, and then because of we know there's going to be recalcitrant property owners or HOAs, so we put into the rules, rates, and regs not only penalties, but recourses that we can take that never existed before. So if they don't want to do anything, we can take action on them where we were unable to take action before. Action could be, it could include, but not limited to, us making the repairs and charging them, us increasing their fees. We could put them on monitoring and flow monitoring and sampling. We could do a lot of things where we can recoup our expenses and at the same time charge them what they are costing us. And that is a big part of it. So the letter we're sending out to them, all of them, is putting them on notice. And we might have to do that, send out letters a couple of times, and then we may even have a conference here at the Sewage Authority, invite them in, and we could sit down with their operators and explain to them everything that we expect from them going forward, because we'd rather it go by smoothly than not. Thank you again, Will.
Thank you.
For under internal engineering, there were again 0 connections for the month. However, there were 4 TRC applications that were reviewed for the township that went forward. Under staffing strength, I'll note that there still are 2 important staff members who are out. They're not out from any injuries, but they are out for medical reasons that I can't get into during this meeting. We also have 1 administrative person that's also out for some time. I mentioned New Brunswick is still in the status of drafting up a new agreement that will include a perpetual flow metering of our flow that goes into the New Brunswick system. Reported on the grants, we received a check from Somerset County, still waiting for a check from Franklin Township. I'm very happy to report all projects are in the green and moving forward as expected. Under standard resolutions, we do not have any resolutions for our general fund or our North Track, and we have 0 additional resolutions tonight. And that concludes my report, Chairwoman.
I have a question on the township portion of the ARP funds. How long ago did you make a request, and did they tell you when that might be coming to us?
Councilman, they kind of moved the goalpost on us a couple of times. From the very beginning to now, they wanted more and more documentation or different documentation. But we recently sent them, Dr. Roach, when did we send them the last of what they asked for?
In my last communication, we should be receiving something from the township. They were having, I think they have their meetings the 2nd and the 4th week every month. And so I expect them to have mailed something out on Friday. So we should get something from them.
So just to highlight, when we first got approved and awarded the grant from those 2 agencies, they told us on conference call that all we had to do is show the project and the project laid out, and then we'd get a check. Then they said, well, no, you have to show us you're going out to public bid. We went out to bid, still didn't get the check. Then we awarded the contract. We still didn't get the money. Then they said, well, this will be on a reimbursement basis. So we sent them copies of our payments. Still wasn't enough. Now they want all the documentation, all the project documentation. They want proof the contractor exists. They want a real ID. I mean, it went on and on. So we just keep on sending the documents. It seems that at the township, and Dr. Roach may correct me on this, it just seems the township wanted far more unique documentation than the county did, even though they're both under the same exact rule system.
None of that surprises me, Joe. I've heard that issue with vendors, Week of the People, with the grant that we got funded from you for the youth center. It goes on and on and on. So this situation is not unique to the sewage authority, and part of it has to do with the CFO that's in there and her ability to do things expeditiously. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, luckily we have Dr. Roach. She smooths it out for everybody, and even when it's rough, because of her, you don't see it.
Yeah, it's sad for the little man, though. People that do business with the township, and they may not have the wherewithal that the sewage authority has, for them to go through the same type of scenario you went through, the sewage authority went through. It's not appropriate. I've been trying to fix that, but Ron, the situation.
Yep. Yes.
All right. Did Commissioner Davenport have her hand up?
Yes, I have a question going back to the private collection systems, just for my own understanding and hopefully for others too. Am I correct in understanding that only certain HOAs and COAs have this issue because they don't all have private collection systems, or does every community have its own?
That's a good question. Thank you. So all HOAs, they own their sewer lines, and they have to maintain them. So when they, because we're still charging a flat rate for every unit,
Mm-hmm.
and that's assuming that they maintain their sewer system. So when we never had the real teeth to inspect them and to enforce it or to recoup expenses. Matter of fact, we have one private collection system down on, I'm not going to mention their name, down on Route 27 by South Mobish Road, that their maintenance was so poor from their pump station on that they ruined our pipes going down South Mobish Road and our manholes. Steve, how many manholes, or Will, how many manholes?
19 public manholes.
19 public manholes. So we had their attorneys here and their manager, and we said, "Hey, you guys messed up. You're not maintaining your system, and you sent such not corrosive. I'm sorry. You sent flow that was so I don't know what term I would have, so destructive down the pipes that was preventable, that it deteriorated our pipes and our manholes, and we're making them pay for it. And on top of that, they're now required to repair their pipes and manholes and their pump station, and now they know we're going to inspect their pump station regularly and whenever we want to." You're muted, Commissioner Davenport.
I didn't want to interrupt while you were speaking. So that will now apply to all of the private communities. Am I correct that they will all be? FTSA will be inspecting anyone at any time to ensure that they are doing the right thing and that they're keeping them well maintained.
Correct. Yeah, something as simple as them not injecting the right amount of bioxide into their wet well. Chemical reactions happen, compounds are broken down or formed, and the right scenario will start eating away at the interior of the pipes and the manholes.
Okay,
But
thank you.
Joe, isn't homeowners, residential homeowners, aren't they responsible for their individual sewer lines too?
Well, yes and no. So the homeowner is responsible from the house to the property line, and then it becomes ours.
Yeah.
So they're responsible there. Uh, the same kind of thing can happen in that scenario on a much smaller scale. Like a homeowner could have a hole in their pipe right up against their house. We may never know it. But, what we're doing that right now, for example, in the Brookline area, is we are rehabilitating everything we own. We're relining the main lines, the manholes, and from the main to the house. Will, what are we relining? From the main to the property line, or
Correct,
we
because
all the way up to the house?
no, to the property line. Many of them don't have clean outs.
Mhm.
So to the property line.
Yeah.
And I'm just
So
saying, a lot of homeowners don't even know that.
correct.
Right?
Yeah. So there's a, I mean, we could go in and reline all the way up to the house into their basement, but that will have an enormous amount of cost. So, but they also risk if the homeowner has a sewer line problem, they also risk it getting, the line collapsing, and then their sewage would back up in their house, and then that's when they would replace it and fix it.
So is there any kind of program that, if there isn't one already, one that might be implemented at the cost of a resident if they wanted the sewage authority to go to their property and check out the sewer line from the street up to their house to see if there is any problems, just as a preventative action, to take a look at it. Of course, if a homeowner requested it, they would be charged for it a certain fee. Is there anything like that?
Not formally, Commissioner. However, our maintenance crew does an excellent job at responding to every resident that has a concern or a question or a problem. And they typically will send the camera in from the main to the house as far as they can to give the homeowner a report. But we don't do it gratuitously and without prompt.
Well, I'm not asking for gratuitously. I'm asking, you've been in the house for 20, 30 years or whatever, no problems, and you're just thinking, as a preventative action, I might think maybe I've got roots that are coming close to it or something. I'd like to get it checked out. So I do, have it checked out before something does happen, and I would be willing to pay for it if you guys have a program like that. Is there anything like that?
So, if I get so say Joe Danielson's concerned with the portion of his sewer line that I own, and I want it inspected. You're wondering if I could call the sewage authority and hire them to inspect my line all the way up to the house.
Yes.
That does not exist. I don't know if it's possible. Steve, can you speak on that? Could we pull that off?
With staffing, it would be hard. Our 14-man crew is busy every day as it is. When customers typically have a problem like that, we advise them to call a plumber. Your average plumber can do that probably cheaper than we could right now. And that's usually what we tell anybody. If we go to a house, we'll do as much as we can, but if we can't get into theirs, we advise them to contact a plumber.
You really don't have the staffing resources to do something like that with the current staffing levels that you have.
Not right now. What I was hoping, because we have one part-timer, I was hoping that one of our retirees would come back part-time. But what I was hoping is that we would have 2 or 3 part-timers, and the part-timers, among other things, would be out inspecting the private collection systems, and possibly do things like this. But we're not staffed for that yet right now. And I would also, like Steve said, it wouldn't be hard, but I could also take a market survey to find out what plumbers charge and if there's plumbers around that even have those cameras to make those inspections. I'm sure like Roto-Rooter does a lot of that work, because I remember they did it for me back 20 years ago. So, and we're really talking about the houses that are 50, 60 and more years old. Those are the houses that would be in our, that would be the target.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any more questions? So we're going to move on to committee reports, negotiations and personnel committee.
Nothing to report, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Municipal liaison committee.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Construction committee. Commissioner M. Meritson. I don't see Commissioner Brook here.
Yeah,
I have
going on right now.
Nothing.
Okay. And it was reported already that there are no safety concerns. Okay.
0.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the consent agenda, all the items listed. Excuse me?
I was just saying 0 accidents.
Okay, thank you. All the items of the consent agenda listed below are considered to be of a routine nature, thereby requiring 1 motion and 1 second for all items. If any member wishes to remove an item from the consent agenda, please advise me at this time which resolutions need to be handled separately, and they will be addressed and voted on separately. Excuse me. Resolution number 1, which is the payroll account, $165,703.05. Resolution number 2, the operating expense account, $236,009.90. Resolution number 3, the renewal and replacement account, $204,302.06. Resolution number 4, the escrow account, $37,523.69. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
thank you. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolutions are approved. Is there a need to go into open executive session?
No, ma'am.
Not from me, Chairperson.
Okay. So with that in mind, is there a motion to close the meeting?
Motion to close.
Thank you.
Okay, is there a second?
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Good night, everyone.